The slam of the locker door echoed like a gunshot in the empty hallway, but it was the whisper that cut deepest. "Your moms are probably making out in the parking lot right now, you little rainbow reject." Sarah Whitaker froze, her backpack slipping from her shoulder as the words hung in the air, thick as Texas humidity. She turned slowly, heart pounding against her ribs like a trapped bird, to face Tyler Hargrove, star quarterback, king of Midland High's social pyramid, and the boy who just painted her world in shades of humiliation. Before she could summon a retort, Tyler's buddies piled on with snickers, one mimicking a sloppy kiss while another waved a rainbow flag torn from last week's GSA poster. Sarah didn't run. She straightened her spine, picked up her bag, and walked away, the burn in her cheeks fueling a fire she didn't know she had. That night, under the vast West Texas stars, she'd tell her moms everything, and they'd hold her. Not with pity, but with the fierce love that had built their family from the ashes of small-town scandal. Midland, Texas, wasn't the kind of place that rolled out the welcome mat for families like the Whitakers. Emma and Lily had met in the dusty boot-scootin' bars of Lubbock back in the 90s. Two women chasing dreams bigger than the oil rigs dotting the horizon. Emma, with her engineer's mind and unyielding optimism, had traded wrenches for circuit boards. Lily, the artist with paint-stained fingers, turned her canvases into protests that hung in Austin galleries. They'd fought for every inch, legally marrying in 2015 when the Supreme Court finally said yes, adopting Sarah from a Houston foster system that saw her as too troubled after her bio parents' meth-fueled implosion. Sarah was their miracle, a whip-smart 16-year-old with Emma's freckles and Lily's hazel eyes, who dreamed of stars not just in the sky but in the code that could send rockets there. High school, though, was a battlefield. It started small. Whispers in the girls' bathroom about those lesbians raising a freak. Then the pranks. Glue in her locker, dyke spawn, scrawled on her notebook. By junior year, it was open season. Tyler's crew led the charge, their taunts a soundtrack to Sarah's days. "Bet your family tree's just a straight line to hell," he'd leer during lunch, tossing fries like confetti at a funeral. Sarah's best friend, Alex Rivera, was her shield. At 17, Alex was the quiet storm of Midland High, tall, with messy black hair that fell over eyes the color of mesquite honey, and a sketchbook always tucked under his arm. He was out, proudly so, with a faded pride pin on his backpack that he'd worn since freshman year. Alex and Sarah had bonded in 8th grade art class, two misfits drawing worlds where love didn't come with footnotes. "They're just scared of what they don't understand," Alex said that afternoon as they huddled behind the bleachers. The football team's cheers a distant roar. He handed her a crumpled joint, not lit, just a peace offering from his abuela's herb garden. Sarah took it, twisting it between her fingers like a talisman. "Scared?" "Tyler's got a Jesus fish on his truck and a homophobic playlist." "That's not fear. That's hate with a side of hypocrisy." Alex laughed, but it was hollow, his gaze drifting to the field where the team practiced. There, under the floodlights, was Jordan Hale, senior, wide receiver, with a smile that could melt asphalt and secrets buried deeper than the Permian Basin oil. Jordan had been texting Alex for weeks, late-night memes turning into confessions under the cover of anonymity. "I like you, man. Like, really like you." It was the kind of spark that made Alex's stomach flip, a rare flicker of hope in a town where being gay meant dodging stones, literal and figurative. But Jordan wasn't out. Not even close. His dad was the preacher at First Baptist, the kind who preached fire and brimstone on Sundays and grilled burgers with the Hargroves on Saturdays. Sarah noticed the way Alex's eyes lingered. "Still mooning over Golden Boy?" She nudged him, trying for levity. Alex shrugged, cheeks flushing under the October sun. "He's different, Sar. Last night, he said he'd skip practice to watch the Orionids with me. Meteor shower, remember? Like, who does that in Midland?" They did it that night, sprawled on a quilt in Alex's backyard, the sky a velvet canvas streaked with fire. Jordan showed up unannounced, climbing the fence with a six-pack of root beer and a nervous grin. "Couldn't sleep," he admitted, settling between them. Sarah played buffer, chattering about constellations until Jordan relaxed, his shoulder brushing Alex's in the dark. When a meteor blazed overhead, Jordan whispered, "Make a wish." And Alex's was simple. "Let this be real." For a moment, under those falling stars, Midland felt like somewhere else. A place where boys could hold hands without the world crumbling. But wishes in West Texas had a way of curdling. The next Monday, the cafeteria turned into a coliseum. Tyler had somehow gotten hold of a photo, grainy, snapped from afar, of Jordan and Alex laughing by the bleachers, arms slung casual but too close for just brothers. He projected it on the AV screen during lunch, the room exploding in hoots and jeers. "Hail's gone Halo for the fairy," Tyler bellowed, high-fiving his crew. Sarah surged forward, knocking over a chair, but Alex grabbed her arm. "Don't. It's not worth it." His voice cracked, eyes glassy, but he held his head high, walking out with Sarah like they owned the ruins. That betrayal stung worse than the mockery. Jordan had sworn the coast was clear, that no one saw. But someone had, Tyler's little brother, the equipment manager with a phone always in hand. Jordan cornered Alex after school in the parking lot, face pale as chalk. "It wasn't me, I swear. I didn't tell anyone." But the damage was done. Jordan's texts went silent, his truck peeling out of lots whenever Alex appeared. The romance that had bloomed under stars withered overnight, leaving Alex hollowed out, sketching fractured hearts in his notebook until the pages tore. Sarah's mom saw the toll. Emma tinkered in the garage, building a model rocket from scrap PVC and Sarah's old science fair parts, while Lily painted, a fierce mural of two women holding a girl against a starry void, defiance in every stroke. "We're not broken," Lily said over dinner, her hand covering Sarah's. "They want us to feel small because we're a threat to their tidy little boxes." Emma nodded, her calloused fingers tracing the tablecloth. "And you're going to show them, kiddo, that science project? The one with the propulsion sim? Enter it statewide. Let the world see what a Whitaker can do." Sarah did. She poured her rage into code, simulating a reusable rocket trajectory that could shave fuel costs by 20%. A kid's dream grounded in Emma's engineering lore. Weeks blurred into late nights. Alex, her co-pilot, debugging lines while nursing his own wounds. Jordan texted. He confessed one evening, voice flat. Said it's over. Dad found out. Church camp this summer or else. Sarah hugged him fierce, their tears mingling on her keyboard. He's a coward, Alex. You deserve a guy who'll fight for you, not hide. The state science fair in Austin was a whirlwind, booths buzzing with prodigies. Judges in crisp NASA polos eyeing her display. Sarah presented with fire, her voice steady as she explained the algorithms. The Whitakers' love woven into every variable. Third place. Not the win, but a callback. An invitation to NASA's regional outreach in Houston. Your family's innovation caught our eye, the email read. We'd like to feature the Whitaker team's story. Back in Midland, the news leaked like crude oil. Tyler's taunts twisted. NASA's scraping the bottom now. Freak family's pity project. Lockers slammed. Notes stuffed with slurs. Alex found fag engineer etched into his truck. But Sarah held fast, her mom's hands her anchors. Little did the school know the stars were aligning not just in code, but in the unlikeliest of redemptions. The bus to Houston rattled like a tin can on the interstate. Sarah wedged between Alex and a stack of presentation boards, her stomach a knot of nerves and Dr. Pepper fizz. It was mid-November now, the air crisp with the promise of Thanksgiving turkey and small-town gossip. Emma drove the old Ford F-150 ahead. Lily shotgun with a thermos of chicory coffee and a playlist of Lucinda Williams crooning about hard country hearts. Breathe, Mija, Alex murmured, his sketchbook open to a half-finished portrait of Jordan. Erased eyes, smudged jaw, a ghost on the page. Sarah squeezed his knee. We're in this together. NASA's not just for me, it's for us. Proof that weird families make the best magic. The Johnson Space Center loomed like a sci-fi dream, all gleaming glass and flag-draped hangars, the air humming with the ghosts of Apollo missions. They checked in at the visitor center, Sarah's name badge reading Whitaker Team, Propulsion Innovators. A bubbly intern named Kayla, with a rainbow lanyard peeking from her collar, whisked them to the innovation lab. "We've got a panel today, engineers, astronauts, the works. Your sim's got real buzz. It's like a mini SpaceX brainchild." Emma beamed, pride etching lines deeper into her face, while Lily snapped photos, capturing the moment like it was already gallery-worthy. The panel was electric. Dr. Elena Vasquez, a veteran mission specialist with stories of Mars rovers that had Sarah's eyes wide. Marcus Hale, no relation to Jordan, thank God. A propulsion guru who'd consulted on Artemis. They grilled her gently, probing the code's elegance, the real-world tweaks for ion thrusters. "This isn't kid stuff," Marcus said, leaning in. "It's scalable. With refinement, it could optimize our lunar landers." Applause rippled through the room, and when Sarah mentioned her mom's influence, Emma's garage tinkering, Lily's what if sketches, the panelists nodded, Elena adding, "Family's the real rocket fuel. Mine's a patchwork too. Two dads. One abuela who still thinks space is God's attic." But Midland's shadow followed them home. Tyler's crew had escalated, plastering the school Facebook with memes. Sarah as an alien probing her mom ship. Alex as the sidekick fairy waving a wand. Jordan avoided eye contact in the halls. His preacher dad glare a new accessory. Worse, whispers swirled about a surprise assembly next week. Some anti-bullying thing, but laced with Hargrove spite. Alex cracked first, skipping class to chain smoke behind the AG barn. "I saw him with Tyler at lunch," he told Sarah, voice raw, laughing, like we were nothing. She pulled him into a hug, the wind whipping her hair like accusations. "You're everything, Alex. And someday someone's gonna see that." That someone arrived unexpectedly. It was the meteor shower fallout, really, a local news blip on Stargazers that caught the eye of Riley Tate, a 17-year-old transfer from Austin. Riley was all contrasts. Lanky frame poured into thrift store flannels, blonde hair shaved on one side, and a camera slung around his neck like a lifeline. He'd enrolled mid-semester after his own family shuffle. Divorced folks, him bouncing between cities, and gravitated to the art room, where Alex's sketches caught his eye. "That's raw," Riley said one afternoon, peering over Alex's shoulder at a meteor-streaked skyline. "Like Basquiat meets NASA. You got layers, man." Alex flushed, mumbling a thanks, but Riley lingered, unpacking his own portfolio. Photos of queer protests in Austin, faded pride flags against graffiti walls. "Grew up with two moms too," he confessed, casual as handing over a pencil. "They split when I was 10, but the love? Stuck. Makes you tough, right?" Alex's laugh was genuine this time, a spark reigniting. They talked for hours. Riley's dream of documentary filmmaking, Alex's buried wish to illustrate graphic novels about spacefaring lovers. By week's end, they were trading playlists, Riley's indie folk mixing with Alex's punk anthems, stolen glances turning into brushes of hands in the supply closet. Sarah watched it unfold like a rom-com subplot, her own nerves fraying as the assembly loomed. "He's good for you," she told Alex over tacos at El Toro. Lily's latest canvas propped against the booth. A vibrant NASA launch with hidden hearts in the flames. "Real. Not like." She trailed off, but Alex nodded, eyes soft. Jordan was a dream. Riley's possible, yet doubt gnawed. Riley's easy confidence felt too Austin slick for Midland's grit. And then the betrayal hit sharp as a micrometeorite. It came via screenshot. An anonymous group chat leak, Tyler crowing about outing the new fag with Riley's old Austin photos. Him kissing a boy at a rally, time-stamped last summer. "Midland Meat now knows what he's packing." The text read, emojis like vultures. Alex confronted Riley in the parking lot after school. Rain sheeting down like judgment. "Did you tell them?" "To fit in." Riley's face crumpled, water mixing with tears. "No, I swear, Alex, as my ex-bitter hacked my cloud. I came here to start over, not this." But the damage spiderwebbed. Stairs in class. Riley's locker vandalized with slurs. Whispers of import freak, trailing him. Alex pulled back, walls up higher than the space shuttle. "I can't do another heartbreak," he whispered to Sarah that night. curled on her bedroom floor amid rocket prototypes. Not when the world's already burning us. Sarah's own fire dimmed too. The assembly was a farce, school board platitudes on tolerance. Tyler smirking from the front row as the principal droned about unity. Afterward, in the gym's echoing vastness, a knot of jocks cornered her. Heard NASA's a diversity quota, Tyler sneered. Close enough she smelled his Axe body spray. Your mom's pull strings? Or just pity the lesbo lobby? Sarah's fist connected before she thought. Crack against his jaw, the room spinning into shouts. Suspension followed. 3 days. Her mom's disappointment a heavier blow than the bruise blooming on her knuckles. We taught you better, Emma said softly, ice pack in hand. Fight smart, not hard. In the quiet of suspension, Sarah refined her sim, code flowing like confession. Alex visited daily, Riley trailing sheepishly with apologies and takeout tamales from his abuela's recipe. Let me prove it, Riley begged, eyes earnest under the porch light. I'm not running. Alex hesitated, then nodded. A tentative bridge over the chasm. They rebuilt slow. Shared sketches, midnight drives to the edge of town where oil pumps nodded like weary sentinels, hands linking under the dashboard. Romance bloomed fragile, rooted in shared scars. Riley's camera capturing Alex's rare smiles like precious artifacts. Word of the Houston invite spread, though twisting into Midland myth. Faker alert, the school paper snarked. Anonymous quotes from concerned students. But NASA doubled down. A video call from Elena Vasquez, praising Sarah's updates, inviting the whole family to the December showcase. Your story's inspiration, she said. In a world that mocks difference, you're launching us forward. Lily framed the email, hanging it beside her mural. Emma modified the model rocket, adding LED tracers for flair. Alex designed the poster, stars entwining like lovers' fingers. The showcase was galaxies away, but Midland's gravity pulled hard. Tyler, nursing his jaw in grudge, plotted his magnum opus, a truth bomb at the Winter Pep Rally, flyers mocking the Whitakers as NASA's charity case. Jordan, guilt-gnawing, wrestled his silence. Whispers to Alex in the hall, I'm sorry, met with cold shoulders. As December frosted the windows, tensions coiled like a spring, ready to snap. Sarah felt it in her bones. The climax wasn't in Houston. It was here, in the heart of hate, where love would have to burn brightest to break free. December in West Texas hit like a dust storm. Fierce, unrelenting, scouring the flatlands until everything felt raw and exposed. The pep rally packed the gym, bleachers sagging under the weight of school spirit laced with schadenfreude. Banners fluttered. Midland jackracks, state-bound. Cheerleaders flipped under disco lights, the band blaring a mangled Eye of the Tiger. Sarah sat in the nosebleeds with Alex and Riley, the trio a defiant island amid the sea of red and white. Her suspension had lifted, but the stares lingered, Tyler's glare from the court a laser sight. He's got something up his sleeve, she muttered, clutching a crumpled flyer. Innocent on the surface, promoting Family Values Night post-rally. Alex's hand found hers, Riley's on his other side, a chain of solidarity. Whatever it is, we face it, Riley said, his Austin drawl steady. Together. The rally peaked with Tyler's quarterback hype, microphone in hand, crowd roaring as he pumped them up. Then the pivot. Before we crush those Lubbock losers, let's talk real heroes. Like our very own Sarah Whitaker, heading to NASA on a silver spoon from her. Unique family setup. The gym hushed, then erupted in chuckles. He held up a projector remote, screen flickering to life. Not just her project, but doctored slides. Photos of Emma and Lily at Pride, kissing under a rainbow arch. Sarah's adoption papers, blurred but damning. A fake email leaked from NASA, calling it a diversity stunt. See? Even space fakes it for the freaks. Tyler crowed, the crowd's laughter a tidal wave. Sarah's vision tunneled, rage and humiliation crashing like boosters detaching. Alex surged to his feet, Riley yanking him back as chants started. Freak! Freak. Morphing into something uglier when eyes turned to them. Jordan, on the court with the team, froze, face ashen, the weight of his silence crushing. In that suspended heartbeat, betrayal crystallized. Not just Tyler's cruelty, but the complicity of a school too comfortable in its echo chamber. Sarah stood, voice slicing through the din. You think this is funny? Mocking a family that loves harder than your hate can touch. The mic feedback squealed, but her words carried, raw and resonant. Chaos followed. Teachers scrambled, lights flashing on. The principal herding kids out amid shouts. Tyler smirked, untouchable in his spotlight, until Jordan stepped forward, slow, deliberate, grabbing the mic from a stunned ref. Enough, he said, voice cracking but clear. I know about faking it. Been there. With Alex. Gasps rippled, the gym a pressure cooker. Jordan's eyes found Alex's in the stands. Apology etched deep. I was scared. Dad, the church, all of it. But Sarah's right, this isn't who we are. Or who we could be. His dad, in the front row, face thunderous, stormed the court, but Jordan held ground. Love's not a stunt, Dad. It's the only thing worth the fight. The fallout was biblical. Tyler suspended, his crew scattering like roaches. Jordan outed by choice, his family fracturing overnight. Preacher dad disowning. Mom weeping in the driveway as he packed a bag for his aunts in Dallas. Alex, torn between fury and forgiveness, met him one last time at the edge of town, under the same stars that had first sparked them. You did it, Alex said, voice thick. Too late, but you did. Jordan nodded, tears carving tracks. Wish I'd been brave sooner. For you. They hugged. A goodbye laced with what-ifs, Jordan's truck fading into the night like a spent stage. For Sarah, the rally was rock bottom and revelation. Her mom's arrived post-haste. Emma's truck screeching into the lot. Lily enveloping her in arms that smelled of turpentine and resolve. We're proud, Emma whispered. Not just of the fight, but the heart. The local news looped the clip. Jordan's confession going viral, Midland Miracle trending on TikTok, kids from rival schools demanding support. But the real shift was quieter. Apologies trickled in, Tyler's silent sister slipping Sarah a note. Sorry, he's wrong. And the GSA club swelling overnight. Riley anchored Alex through the aftershocks, their bond deepening in the rally's embers. They drove to the Salt Flats one frostbitten night, cameras and sketchbooks in tow, capturing the moonrise like a vow. You're my meteor, Riley said, kissing Alex soft under the vastness. No hiding, no hurry. It was romance unscripted, lazy mornings trading coffee for cuddles. Riley's lens framing Alex's laugh lines. Alex's pencils tracing the freckles on Riley's nose. Betrayal's scar faded, replaced by something human. Two boys building a world where vulnerability was strength, not a target. As the Houston showcase neared, NASA's call came like a lifeline. Elena Vasquez herself. We've seen the news. Your courage? That's the stuff of legends. We're flying you all in. Family, friends, the works. And Sarah? We've got a surprise. The Whitaker home buzzed. Lily painting feverishly. Emma upgrading the rocket with authentic NASA decals scavenged from contacts. Alex and Riley co-designed invites, turning the trip into a queer family roadshow. Midland watched warily, the pep rally's echo still reverberating. But cracks formed in the armor, counselors scheduling inclusion workshops, the principal emailing Emma personally. Let's talk healing. The flight to Houston was Sarah's first, turbulence mirroring her pulse. Seated between her moms, Alex and Riley across the aisle necking ginger ale like champagne, she journaled furiously. Equations for thrust, metaphors for love's velocity. What if they hate us too? She whispered to Emma, who squeezed her hand. Then we launch anyway. Gravity can't hold forever. The city sprawled below, a glittering grid of possibility. The space center a beacon amid the sprawl. The showcase unfolded in the rocket park, massive Saturn versus looming like guardians. Crowds milled, kids in astronaut helmets, parents snapping pics, under a dome strung with LED constellations. Sarah's booth drew lines, her sim running holographic trajectories that mesmerized. Elena introduced her on stage. Meet Sarah Whitaker, whose code doesn't just calculate orbits. It orbits family, resilience, love. Applause thundered, but the surprise dropped like a payload. A live link to the International Space Station. Astronaut voice crackling through speakers. Sarah, your innovations inspired our team. And your story? It's why we explore, to find homes for every heart. Then, the capstone. NASA naming the Whitaker family ambassadors of inclusion. A plaque unveiling with their names etched beside legends like Sally Ride. Cameras flashed, Elena hugging Lily fierce. Two moms? Icons. While Emma teared up, whispering to Sarah, "We made it, kid." Alex and Riley cheered loudest, their hands clasped, a quiet promise amid the roar. Backstage, Jordan even texted, from Dallas, a thumbs-up emoji and, "Proud of you all." Redemption's thread, thin but real. But Houston wasn't the end. It was ignition. As they boarded the flight home, Sarah gazed out at the clouds, the rally's wounds scabbing over. Love, she realized, wasn't the absence of betrayal or mockery. It was the gravity defying them all the same. And in the seats beside her, family woven from choice, not blood, she felt weightless. The return to Midland was no hero's parade, but the air had shifted, like the ozone tang before a storm breaks. Snow dusted the plains, rare and fleeting, blanketing the oil fields in improbable white. Sarah's first day back, the halls hummed with sidelong glances, not all hostile. A freshman girl with blue-streaked hair slipped her a NASA pin, mumbling, "Cool project." Tyler slunk in detention purgatory, his crew splintered, some joining GSA, others just vanishing into sullen silence. The principal's workshop became mandatory, circles of kids unpacking hurts like fragile cargo, Jordan's absence a ghost story they all knew. Alex and Riley navigated it hand in hand, literally, fingers laced in the cafeteria line, defying the old codes. It wasn't seamless. Riley fielded calls from Austin X's, ghosts of old flames, and Alex woke some nights from dreams of Jordan's truck taillights. But they talked it out, over milkshakes at the diner or sprawled on Alex's roof. Constellations their confessional. "You're my North Star?" Alex sketched once, Riley photographing it for his Doka series pitch. Outlands. Queer youth in red state limbo. Romance deepened, not in grand gestures but the mundane. Riley burning toast for breakfast, Alex curating mixtapes for road trips to Big Bend, where they hiked canyons hand in fist, echoes of their laughter chasing the wind. Sarah threw herself into the glow of NASA's aftershocks. Emails flooded, colleges sniffing talent. A scholarship from the American Institute of Aeronautics naming her Rising Trailblazer. Emma and Lily fielded interview requests, their story a quiet revolution. The local paper running a feature, Love's Launchpad, with Lily's mural on the cover. "We didn't choose the fight," Emma told the reporter, "but we'll damn sure choose the win." At home, dinners stretched late, board games laced with inside jokes about zero-G kisses. Sarah's model rocket now a mantle trophy, its LEDs blinking like a heartbeat. Yet conflict lingered, subtle as seismic rumbles. Jordan's exile hit hard. Texts from his mom begging Alex to talk sense into him. Dallas proving lonelier than hoped. One weekend, he drove back unannounced, catching Alex and Riley at the diner, mid-laugh over fries. The air thickened, old sparks clashing with new flames. "Can we talk?" Jordan asked, cap low over eyes shadowed by church camp conversion pamphlets his dad had shoved at him. Outside, under sodium lamps, truth spilled. Jordan's struggle, the disownment's ache, a confession that outing himself at the rally was his meteor wish. For freedom, for Alex, even if too late. "I love you still," he said, voice breaking. "But I get it. Riley's your now." Alex nodded, tears hot. "And you're my lesson. Brave looks different on everyone." They hugged, a closure bittersweet as winter pears. Jordan heading back to Dallas with a sketch Alex pressed into his hand. A rocket piercing clouds labeled trajectory. Forward. Betrayal's echo faded. transmuted into growth. Jordan enrolling in an Austin community college, whispering to his aunt about studying theology with a queer twist. For Sarah, the deepest conflict brewed internal. Imposter syndrome, the fear that NASA's shine was borrowed light. Late one night, code glaring on her laptop, she cracked, sobbing to Lily over chamomile. What if they only wanted the drama? The tragic gay family angle? Lily pulled her close, paint-flecked apron soft. Then we own it, baby. Our pain's not pity, it's power. You launched because you hurt, and that's human as hell. Emma joined, the three of them a huddle against the dark, stories swapping like heirlooms. Lily's coming out at 19, disowned till she clawed back. Emma's first love lost to AIDS in the 80s, a ghost fueling her fight. Love's the drama, Emma said. The rest is just plot. Spring thawed the plains, NASA's full invite arriving like confetti. The family to Kennedy Space Center for a launch viewing. Sarah's sim integrated into a student challenge. They flew east, the humidity a hug compared to Texas dry. Florida's coast glittered, palm fronds waving like flags of surrender. The launch pad thrummed, Artemis eyes sibling roaring skyward in a symphony of fire and thunder. Sarah's whoop lost in the crowd's roar. Elena met them ringside, plaque in hand. To the Whitakers, innovators of heart and horizon. Alex and Riley filmed it all, their documentary gaining traction. Screenings at Austin's Queer Fest, whispers of Sundance. Back in Midland, transformation bloomed. The school board, shamed by national headlines, funded a Pride Week, rainbow crosswalks, panels without alums. Tyler resurfaced changed, court-mandated therapy cracking his armor. He cornered Sarah in the hall one May afternoon, voice low. I was wrong. About everything. My uncle's gay, didn't know till now. Sorry doesn't cut it, but it's a start. Sarah nodded, wary but willing. Prove it. Ally up. He did, quietly, volunteering at the workshop. His truck's Jesus fish joined by a subtle equal sign sticker. The story's climax crested at graduation, caps tossing under June sun. Sarah valedictorian, her speech a manifesto. We mocked the different because we feared our own orbits crossing. But here's the truth, NASA didn't save my family. My family saved me. Two moms who taught me gravity's a lie. Love's the force that pulls us up. Cheers drown the stragglers, Alex and Riley whooping from the stands, Jordan texting from afar. Nailed it. Diplomas in hand. Sarah hugged her mom's fierce, Emma's whisper. Proud doesn't cover it. The launch she'd always chased. In the end, it wasn't fairy tale neat. Alex and Riley navigated long distance when Riley chased film school in Austin. Visits a rhythm of reunions and ache. Sarah headed to MIT, rocket dreams solidifying, weekend calls home a tether. Jordan found his path, preaching acceptance in small-town revivals. The Whitakers' home stood sentinel, Lily's canvases brighter. Emma's garage a workshop for neighborhood kids. Queer, straight, in between, building models of possibility. Humanity's arc bent slow, but it bent. Toward light, toward each other. Under West Texas stars, Sarah lay one last summer night, Alex beside her, Riley's voice on speaker sharing a festival clip. We made it, she said, not a question. Yeah, Alex replied, hand in hers. And we're just getting started. The meteors fell, wishes unspoken but sure. Launches not just to space, but to the vast unknown of open hearts. In America's heartland, where hate once held court, love had staged its quiet coup.